Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I am going to set up my bullet journal as my new planner for 2026. I'm switching from Happy Planner back to my bullet journal. I really missed having it this year. I did the bullet journal for 2 years. Really enjoyed my time just sitting and setting up each month, each week, all the different sections. It is really cathartic for me to sit down and plan out my life, if that makes sense to anybody. I'm a planner. I'm a list maker. I try to organize my life in all of these different little ways, because the older I get, the more I feel like I'm in control if I have everything right at my fingertips. So I'm going back to my bullet journal. I've got my little plastic stencils in here already, but this one opens up and it has a page where you can put your information. I don't know why this wasn't up here. It's down at the bottom. That seemed strange to me. And then I have a contents page, but I don't write down every single page. I only put in certain things that I know I'm going to be looking for later. So 2 pages for contents is enough for me. And then I have this page, and this is going to be my 2026 kind of hello page. This is the beginning of my planner. And this theme this year is going to be flowers and fairies. I have the Flowers Volume 1 and the Fairies in Bloom, and both of these books are from Maremis Small Art. They have some absolutely stunning images. I am going to fussy cut a few and decorate. So I'm going to have a hello page, and then I'm going to have a future planner, 4 months to a double spread. So I will have 3 double spreads for my future planner. And then I am going to have my budget. So I am going to do 6 months on each page with a small square for my income, my earnings. And then I will do 3 months to a page for things that I know I have to pay, that I want to keep track of, especially if you've got a new payment, if you can put it down somewhere where you're going to take a peek, because I plan on doing something in my weeklies this year and making things a little bit different. So I'm going to draw these out. Of course, there'll be 2 pages for this, or 4 pages, 2 double spreads. And then I'm going to have another decorative page. This is going to be my January divider. And I want to find some little tabs so that I can put some little tabs on here and do the months. I haven't found them yet. I'm looking still. I haven't decided if I'm going to have to make them or not, but this will be my January, and this will be my, I don't even think I need a currently page. Like this could just be some of this beautiful decor, because I want that intermittently throughout this whole planner. I don't want it on every single page. I don't want a ton of it on my weekly spreads. But yeah, so I'll have a decorative page here. And then I'm going to do my month at a glance. Now I have stencils that my month starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. I'm not going to do a Monday start on my month at a glance, because I want it to look like a regular calendar this year. And because I have this stencil, this is going to make it really easy. I just have to slap it down here and trace it out. And of course, I've got all my micron pens here so that I can find the right size to do this. I also have a stencil that has all the months on it. Then I'm going to have a page for my YouTube videos. All I'm going to do is 1 to 15 on here, 16 to somewhere between the 28th and 31st on this side, and I'll have enough room for just a little strip of decor down each side. Probably some washi tape or something thin like that. And then I'm going to do a wellness page. One wellness page for the whole month. And then I am going to do my weekly spread. It's going to be really functional. So I am going to go ahead and draw all my lines in using the stencils like I showed you. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate this. So let's take a look at what I have done now that I've actually put pen to paper and started this planner. So I've got this planner belongs to, and I've just written my name there. I've got a little bit of decorating to do here. And I have a ton, just a ton of floral and fairy decor set out there. It's already fussy cut, ready for me to put in my planner. So I've added in a few of the things to my contents page. So I've added in my future logs for the months, for the three the three different sections of the year, my budget income, my budget bills, 2 double pages, and the monthly January on pages 16 and 17. So if you pop to pages 16 and 17, this is what you have. So let's start from the beginning. So I've got this page I'm going to decorate. And then I've got my future log. And this is how simple my future logs are. So I have 1 to 15 and 16 to 31. So anything that I have to write down, I have a place to write it. And I've got January to April. I also took my Tombow. This is just a shading Tombow. It's a very, very pale gray. It's the N95, and you can buy these separately. I got mine off of Amazon, and I just use it to draw across every other line. It just helps me keep my writing a little bit straighter. I have May to August, and then September to December. And then I have my budget. So this is how I did my income. I don't need a lot. As you can see, here's January. I have my OAS and my CPP that comes every month. This is my fixed income. And then I have a few things that I write down where I have like a secondary income. And at the bottom, I'm going to put one line for savings. And I'm going to try again this year to put just a little bit aside each month. So I can do my whole year on 2 pages. And then my budgets, I've got bills and entertainment. So this is something that we should note. See the little smudge that I have here? I made a little mistake when I was writing here, and I used a little bit of whiteout over top of it. Then when I went back to erase my pencil that was underneath there, it smudged the whiteout. Yeah, so just a heads up, erase your pencil if you're going to use whiteout on there. Don't try to go over top of it. So I've got bills and entertainment, and the reason I've written it like that is because the largest part of our entertainment fund goes to our streaming on television. Say my Disney. So I've got Disney, I paid this much for it this month. I've got Stack TV, I paid that much for it. So I make notes in this little box. And those things that have to come out of my bank account automatically every month will go down here so that I don't forget them. And it took me 4 pages to do this. This is just about the smallest box I can do that in. And then I get to the month of January. These pages, these ones that don't have much on, the beginning of each month, that's where I'm going to do decorating and have some fun. So then I've got my month at a glance. This was all that stencil. And I decided not to put January at the top here. I decided to put it down this notes box, but then I think I'm going to cover this notes over because I never put any notes there, guys. Then I've got my YouTube channel, and every time I post a video, I keep track of it. I can do that here just as easy as I can on that great big double page month at a glance that I have in my happy planner. Actually, this is more room to write down. On my wellness page, I want to keep track of my weight once a week. I don't want to write it down any more than, I don't want to keep track of it any more than that. So once a week I'll do my weight. But something that I've recently had to start doing is taking my blood pressure once a day, just to make sure that it's not going crazy, because I've been having a little trouble that way. And I have a place to write my numbers all down. And then I've made a habit checklist. So I've got week 1, I can do 3, week 2, I can do 3, week 3, I can do 3, and so on. So I can just keep track. Of course, this is, oh, I should do that. I didn't even put that in. So I'm just going to take my number 3, and I'm going to do there. So I just have my days of the week across the top there. So I can tick them off when I do them. And of course, creating habits doesn't necessarily mean every day. This could be something that you have to do 3 times a week, so it's harder for you to remember. So getting into the habit of ticking it off. So I can do an end of the month note here if I want to, but I might just do a couple of little flowers, something to make it look pretty. Maybe something here and here. And then this is all my week is going to be. This is my whole complete week. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I did all of this from that stencil. And then this was the other stencil, and it has a to-do list. Then I have a spot for weekend plans here. If we get invited somewhere, if we're going somewhere, if we're having people over. I have a small list down here for my weekly expenses to remind me if certain bills need to be paid that week, if I have to go online and pay something, go into my bank account and do something, that's going to go here. And then I've just got a little spot for a note. Maybe this could be the particulars of an appointment if I have an appointment on one of these days. So that's all my week is going to be. I've simplified it down to this small of a space that can be left open, and everything that I have to do is going to be on this page. So let's get to the fun part. I have my 2026 page. I have my little wax paper easel from Dollar Tree. I have my clear gesso, which is what I'm going to use for gluing in this book. And I am going to add some decor down here. So what do I have for this page? I have all kinds of things. I have a fairy. I think that was my front page. I had this, which was all one image in the ephemera book right here. And I cut it in half because I want to use half here and half here. I'm going to put my little fairy right down here, I think. I'm just trying to figure out, I've got a lot cut out. I don't want to overdo it though. I have this one, which is going to go under, maybe over and under here like that. I'm going to put this down here. There. So I think I'm going to lay it down like this. Let me take my sweater off. Okay, so let's get busy and start putting some of this down. So first off, I have to put this one down. I don't want a ton of liquid on my planner pages. So I'm going to put brush onto the back, put it under here, and I'm going to put it down. And I chose the gesso because it's not going to change my paper too much. Let's lift her up because I think she's like the last thing that's going to go on. This has got to go down here to the corner. And I think I'm going to put this. How high does she go? I want it to come up from behind her. So this one can go down, just the stem can be just under there. I'm going to put a little over the top. I really don't care if my pages buckle a little tiny bit. I think I want this one over there. And then I can put this one down in this corner. So let's get it glued on the back first. There, I just realized I had bumped my camera stand. So sorry about that. I've straightened it back up again. It's warm in here. It was freezing a little while ago and I turned the heat up and now it's warm in here. So my gesso's drying really, really fast. There. So I have that. Now let's start working on the other page. Let's take this down here. I want this to go up here, I think. So let's do it first. And then let's put this, so it's coming up out of the top there as well. So I love using my planner as a little bit of an outlet, creativity. There, I need another flower here. So this one's got to go here somewhere, maybe under there like that. And then that, yeah, that's next. how about doing this, maybe this one over here. I'm just going to go directly on my paper. Get it down wherever it is I need it to go, like this, I think. Let's get, so it's a little more to the right than I was going to put it. Now I'm going to tuck these right in here. And just tucking that right in, making sure it's really tight right there to that paper. There. And then I think I'm going to put this one just here. I don't want it, however, over the center. So it has to go a little to the left. I also had this one that I was thinking about putting up here, and I still might. Just to fill that space, but I'm only going to glue it down to here, and I'm actually going to take my scissors and trim that right there, because I didn't put it under that poppy. So I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to give this all a coat of gesso over top to seal it. And I'm going to call that page done. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to give this a minute to dry before I move on to another page, because I don't want to glue this together. Okay, so this is dry and it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me bring this up just a little bit closer and show you. I have this fairy just nestled in here amongst the flowers. She's almost invisible. She's just, but she's gorgeous. And I'm just going to leave her like that. I am going to flip all the way back to this planner belongs to me. And I have just a couple pieces. I'm not going to collage this whole page, but I do want something pretty on it. And I thought she looked absolutely stunning right here on the inside cover, as well as this flower, because it fits just perfectly above here. And then I found this quote, and it says, "Creativity is inventing, experimenting, growing, taking risks, breaking rules, making mistakes, and having fun." And I thought, how appropriate. And I'm just going to put it right here like this. Okay, so all I'm going to do is put a little bit of gesso onto my paper here, and then I am going to put these down. So I have that. Then I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to lift it up just enough so that she just goes over that edge a tiny, tiny bit. And then let's put this flower. I want it so that the base of the flower right here just goes above the writing. And one of the reasons I love those Micron pens so much is their permanent ink and the ability to go over them with a liquid medium and have the writing not smear. There. And it does wrinkle the pages in my planner a little bit, but because this planner is also a creative outlet for me, hence the quote here, I don't mind a little bit of buckling, a little bit of wrinkling. It doesn't bother me one single bit. So I'm gonna let this dry now. I actually want the whole top of the flower covered because I want that matte look on everything. So I'm gonna make sure. I don't want any shiny. I don't like shininess inside my planner. I love that matte look on all of my creative pieces. So thank you so much to Marta from Maremis Small Art for your lovely images. I'm gonna see if I can do a final flip through here without gluing my 2 pages together. So I have my front cover, open it up, and I have this lovely fairy and quote on the inside. And then this planner belongs to with this lovely flower. Then I have my contents pages. Then I have my introduction to my 2026 year right here with these beautiful images. And then I have future log, and I have 6 pages of future log. And then my budget, my income, and my spending. So altogether 6 pages for that. And then the January introduction, I will decorate this when I'm ready to go into it. Just before I'm ready to go into it, I will do an extension of this video and I'll show you how I'm using this. And then I will set up February's. So I will set February's up at the end of December so that I always have a month ahead in here. So I just want to thank everybody for watching, for joining me today. I really do hope this has given you some inspiration to set up your own planner in a bullet journal and how simple it is. So I couldn't find these exact stencils, but Amazon does have a lot of stencils. I will link a couple in the description so that you can maybe find something that you like, because stencils, oh my gosh, guys, stencils make your life so much easier, especially this part. And I love the way that this looks as well. So crisp and clean, and it's a perfect calendar page. I love that I did this notes at the side, but I put this in here. Oh, that was something else I was going to do. I am going to cover over notes so that I can put a little washi tape or something on there when I go to decorate, because I want this to be my monthly header here. And I'll probably put my tabs when I get them on this page along here. So in the comments, if you have any recommendations for tabs that would be perfect in this planner, please let me know. Also, let me know what you think of my setup. Do you need more than this? Because that's absolutely doable. I will link this planner in the description as well. It's called a notebook, but it has 314 numbered pages in here. And I have here before the numbers start. So this is page 1. So this isn't counted at the front here. Lots of pages to do whatever you want. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love if you did that before you left. Come back and see what I'm up to. Definitely follow along and see how I'm using this. I'll see everyone in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now, everyone. Have a really wonderful day.